Hey, what's up, guys? Starting a new C++ tutorial for beginners. So yeah, you're gonna need Microsoft Visual Studio's code blocks or a text editor, but you'll have to download the compiler to go with that. So download whichever one you want. I'll probably make a tutorial about compilers, downloading and installing it later on if people want to use the text editor. It's up to you. Microsoft Visual Studio has a built-in one though, so it's quite helpful. So let's get onto it. Start a new project once you open up Microsoft Visual Studios. Hopefully, while you were doing the Microsoft Visual Studios, you downloaded the actual C++ in the download part. But if you have, that's good. Just follow along. So you want to click the console application and just change the name. We'll just say YouTube tutorial 1. No, just YouTube tutorial will be fine for me. And click enter. Go next. And we'll just start it with an empty project. Uncheck the security development lifecycle. I don't really know what that is actually, so I just check it anyway and just click empty project. Click finish once you're done. So yeah, just gotta wait for it to load. So you'll get this, it will be blank. Go to the source files up in the left under the Solution Explorer. Hopefully yours looks similar. It might not, but it should look fairly similar. You should be able to find the Solution Explorer. Anyway, once you find it, just click over to here, click the source files, click add, or don't click, just hover, and then go new item. Click the C++ file, and you can leave it as source.cpp. I generally like to change it just to main.cpp. It doesn't really matter though, and then just click enter, or hit enter. So yep, here's the place where you're going to start all your programming basically. We're going to start with a simple program, just hello world. I'll teach you about a couple things like the main function and the cout, cin, and that type of stuff, but for now it's just going to be pretty basic, so yep. First off, we're going to need to include a library so we can actually access the cout. The libraries are fairly easy. You just click. I was tapping on my shift key, so it decided to bring that up. So you just need to click. You just need to type in hash include with the brackets, so the greater than and equal than signs, and then type in IO Steam. And that's all you need to do. Then you've included a library pre-made, so it allows you to use stuff. We're going to go using namespace std. I'll teach you about this in a minute once we're done, but for now just write it in. And we're going to make the main function now. So int main with 2 parentheses and then 2 curly brackets. Int means integer. It also means whole numbers, so it can only store 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that. Well, that's actually a bit too big. It can only store 2,147,000, I believe, and a couple of digits. That's the highest it can go, and then it can go negative 2,147,000. But there are others. There's doubles. Double means you can go 1.0. There's float. You can also do 1.0. Then there's unsigned int. But those we won't get into them. They're a bit more out there. For now, we're just going to be learning about just a hello world program and just seeing how we go. So int is integer, can store whole numbers up to about 2,147, something around that there anyway. Main, you need to have it spelled exactly like this. C++ and most other programming language are case sensitive. And main, and for C++ particular, main is the function that needs to be there. It has to be there. There's no way around it. Has to be there for it to run. It will throw up an error. It will have a good old hissy fit. It will really flip out. But anyway, yep, just have it like that. In Microsoft Studios, for some reason, I am having a problem with getting errors. I wanted to see errors, so if I changed main to a capital M, AIN like that, I should get an error. The thing won't run. But my errors for some reason have been a bit weird. They haven't been really showing me what the error is. Let's move on. So we're going to write cout, and then we're going to do a couple greater than, equal than signs like this. Cout means, I believe, console out. So the console is going to be spitting out information. Then we need 2 quotation marks and write hello world. In these quotation marks, you can have anything. You can write absolute gibberish if you want. Grandmother, lover, dog. I don't know what I'm typing. File size. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what you have in here, but you can put whatever in there as long as it's not a backslash with an apostrophe like that, unless you have a second apostrophe. Because if you do this, that allows you to put it on another quotation mark. Sorry, not apostrophe. Another quotation mark. The backslash allows you to put a quotation mark within the quotation marks. Without the backslash there, it will bring this one up as an error because it's just a quotation mark on its own. So we'll just leave that there for simplest whatever. And then we can also do a \n. This means new line, so it will skip over the line. I'll demonstrate that in a second. Always remember to put a semicolon. Semicolon will definitely get most beginners. You'll forget a semicolon somewhere, you'll have to track through it, and you'll have to find it. And once you do, yeah, the whole thing will probably work. And it's gotten me a couple times. I'm 100% sure it's probably gotten most people. And they can be annoying, but just think of them as a full stop, basically. You're ending a sentence. So, now that we've got this should be good. Now, we also need to, because we've gone int main here, we're not voiding it. Void means return no value. But for here, this function, this is a function, it wants a value returned to it. So we're going to just write return 0. Just like that. It's going to return the 0 to the console, and it basically means successful operation. If you're on a Windows computer, hopefully you are, because I don't really know the Linux pause or a Mac pause, but in a Windows computer, just go system, parentheses, quotation marks, pause, just like that, and it will pause the console. I'll demonstrate it without the pause as well, but for now we'll just run it like it is and we'll see what happens. Just go yes, so I pressed F5 there and then just enter when that extra pop-up window came up. And there we go. Hello world files. Press any key to continue, so we'll just close that off. Now I'll teach you about comments in a second as well. I'm going to comment the system pause out, and then we're going to run it again. Make sure you save it all the time. I press Control S and I save it quite frequently, so yeah, just keep on that just in case your computer crashes or anything, especially if you've got a fair bit of code. So we'll run that again and you'll see it'll be like quick. You see, it's quite annoying. It's just, yeah, so that's why we put the system pause in there. You don't always need the system pause, especially if you're going to be asking the user for information, which we'll get to now as well. So let's go sin. Sin means console in. I believe it means console in, but we'll just go with that for now. And then you do the opposite of cout. So we'll go sin, and then let's go. We'll just go number for now. We'll do strings later, but for now we'll just say number, and so we'll just go int number. So right now, what this means is we're going to be asking the user for a number. So let's do a bit of like Hitman. What is your user ID number? And then apart from the \n for a new line, you could do another two less thans and go end line. But for this, we're not going to do an end line. We want it to be on the same line. But we'll just quickly change that. We want that to be here. And that's going to type out the number right behind here. And then we can go cout again, and we can go hello. And then we can go another two of these, and we go number. And then we can just type in. Well, we don't need to do that. We'll just go inline for now. You'll get the gist of it in a second. So what we're doing basically here is we're going console out, hello world file size and new line. Then we go to the next line, console out. What is your user ID number? Then we're declaring a variable called number as of int, and we're going console in. This is where we're going to ask the user, so you, for a specific number, or it has to be a number. The computer is quite dumb. If you start writing in a string, it will probably throw out an error for you, and it will probably crash. So yeah, just throw in a number for now. You can definitely throw out that error. It's always good to explore and see what the error is. It's very helpful, and you'll learn about it then yourself. And then once we get the number, we go see console out again, and we go hello. I put a space here so the number isn't squished up against all of this. And then got these two, and then we've got the number variable. And what will happen is the number will just get inslotted right here behind the hello, and then it will going to end line, and then you'll see the press any key to enter to continue. So let's go F5 to start it. Start it up. Hello world file sys. What is your user ID number? Alright, well, we'll just say it's 2879645. Hello. So you can see how you can do it. You can do some pretty cool stuff. You could just say hello assassin or whatever. It doesn't really matter, but this is just the basics. Definitely have a look at just the main stuff though. So hello world, pretty much. You want to just fiddle around with it. So without the \n, you'll see it's all squished up. The hello world, press any key to end, continue. It looks ugly. With the std, if you take it out, just like that, you'll get a red squiggly line under the cout. Just if you don't want to use the using namespace, I generally don't, because I find it easy just to go std, 2 double dots, and done. The error is gone as soon as you save it. Just save it, and it generally will get rid of that squiggly line. And that's how you can do it without using the using namespace. And then you can also do it with nline, because nline is also from the std namespace. So you just go std namespace double dots nline, and then sin is also from the std namespace. So you just do the double dots for sin as well, just like that. Fairly easy. You'll see the program still works. There you go. Hello world. Easy peasy. Now we can find some errors, so what you could do is you could take that out. We'll just delete that end line because I don't want it there. That's an error. because we have only one quotation mark, it does become an error. Like I was saying before, my Visual Studio doesn't really want to show me any errors in the console. Like, damn it. Yes. It'll just bring up the thing like it's nothing's wrong with it, and it's really, really weird. I don't know what's going on there. But if you do it, especially in like a text editor and a compiler, if you did go that route, it will show you an error, and they can be quite interesting errors. It's good to see what errors. I know a error that I can do. Hello word. This is a logical error, and they're not huge. The program will run as if nothing's happened, like as if it's perfectly fine program, but you can clearly see that it's meant to be hello world. That's called a logical error, so they're easy to fix, but when you have a lot of code, they can get quite tedious. Anyway, that's all for now. Definitely play with this program. Just the hello world concept. It's quite interesting to find stuff. Like if you take out the return 0, you'll get an error, and just find the errors, and then just expand on what I'm teaching, what I've showed you with the sin and the cout. Because you can definitely have a conversation with the computer in a way. We'll get to if statements and switch statements later, and you can see that I took out my bloody return, and it's still working for some, I don't know why, but my Visual Studios is definitely special. Anyway, hope you learned something. Definitely come back. Hit that thumbs up button if you liked it. Subscribe, and I'll be making more very soon. Cheers, have a good one.